and getting third position, not only for themselves here in the Dota 2 tournament, but for Finland as a whole. Obviously, we've got a lot of cool games going on here. I believe we have a Tekken competition, a Street Fighter competition, StarCraft 2, both male and female, Hearthstone also, both male and female.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of competitions, and then Dota, which we just commandeered the main stage.
It's all ours now.
That's what we do. Well, you have StarCraft on the main stage tomorrow morning. So we can come in and we can watch the StarCraft 2 matches in the early morning.
Or we can have extended breakfast.
Or we could have an extended breakfast at the wonderful Flames Hotel, which I must say, thank you very much to IeSF. We are living like kings and queens and princesses and princes, but not Harry. No one wants to ever live like Harry.
As in Harry Potter?
No, Prince Harry.
Oh. I was wondering, well, I know a lot of Harrys.
It's your monarchy,
Harry?
not
yeah, but
mine.
Harry Potter is more famous than Prince Harry. Come on. And he lives under the stairs. I was wondering, like, wait, are you referencing Harry Potter living under the stairs?
No.
Okay.
I was referencing a redhead, which I wish was not a redhead, because he does.
Does he give you a bad name?
He gives us all a bad name. Yeah. Now that we're just enjoying the English family, let's get ourselves into something that's also a little bit more genetically moving on. Georgia, Brewmaster as well as the Viper will be bared out. The Death Prophet will be bared out by Jerax, and they will also remove the Yoga Magi. So a little bit more open, and Georgia, again, they will have the option for the Razor if they want it.
Jakiro, Skarth, Razor, there's three pretty good options there. I'm not sure.
I somehow don't think they're going to go back to that Jakiro. They tried to do what Romania did, and it fell on its face.
Skarth is probably the safest pick. Razor didn't really work out in the last game either, but that's because they were up against a lot of burst damage.
I still went for the Razor. They don't have the Viper this time around, but because... Okay. They banned it in game number 1. It was the right choice. They took out the Centaur. Now, you get a Viper versus a Razor. The matchup is kind of okay. It's the supports to come in which change the way that matchup functions. Razor needs to win on movement speed to win at fights. Centaur counters that perfectly. That's where Stampede is.
There's so much that Centaur does for Team Finland. They love to play a really hyper-aggressive style with multiple blinks, but Stampede, it can work both ways, defensively and aggressively. Make up the distance when you've got one hero who makes the blink timing a lot faster than the others. So it allows them to win that first or second team fight that gives the huge gold influx to allow the other blinks to come in.
Yeah. And now Team Finland just go for the obvious choices. It's Centaur, it's Skywrath Mage, it's the setup as the follow-up, and it's the instant silence that comes down from the Skywrath Mage. And great lane control. That's why he is, at this point, one of the greatest laners, the support laners in the game right now. But that means they do also pass up on the Jakiro. I don't see there's no real problem with that. Finland, they're probably also sitting there going, you know what? I think we're feeling pretty good with that lineup. They're probably like, they'll be looking at something like a VS. I think will be their next support hero. Great for, again, maneuverability, positioning-wise. Razor won't be able to do much. You'll probably want to see what the rest of Georgia has. You have to pick it up straight away. But it's just one of those things. It's an Abaddon, actually, for Georgia. Not certain how I feel about this right now. And the only reason why I'm uncertain about it is primarily because when you're a team that's struggling to keep up with the pace of the game or set the pace of the game, getting counter-initiators in one way is okay, but getting defensive heroes that have no real presence except for counter-initiation puts you into a corner. Like if it was a Tide Hunter, there's kind of like your counter-initiation, and it can also be initiation as a good off-laner. And I'm happy with like a Razor and a Tide very early on. And he's also like a fun hero up against the Centaur. The Tide should be able to come up on top. But you pick up like an Abaddon, which won't be banned in the second phase because Finland are quite happy for them to pick up an Abaddon. Also,
I feel this early on, if you're one game down and you're in a situation where you know Team Finland are really strong at drafting, and you know that their players are very, very skilled, you don't want to go for heroes that are so one-dimensional like Abaddon. He's going to be sitting behind a core hero, he's going to be shielding and using Mist Coil. You want some heroes that, you know, might be able to go off lane, that they have some split push potential possibly, or at least have the capability to clear creeps.
No. Either that or you try and use him to go for an aggro tri-lane. And that's the only other way you could do this, but to run an aggro tri-lane up against a Skywrath Mage, that means also Centaur gets space on the off lane. It's just problems all across the board. Like that's kind of what this hero creates. And I just want to say a big shout out to Georgia doing the best thing today, banning out the Medusa. I applaud. I applaud your ban. Doombringer's now going to be banned out by Team Finland. They should ban out the Slark directly after this now. Like, they actually have to remove the Slark. Because when you ban a Doom like that, it means either this is like Storm Spirit, it's Slark, it's Timbersaw, it's possibly all of the above. Can't be. They can only want to fill up 2 more slots for cores. But yeah, I see the Doombringer, and that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's the heroes that require their abilities all the time to jump around.
Yeah, it also indicates that you're not necessarily going to go for a Lincoln's carrier or a BKB user.
I just don't want the Lincolns that early on. They might just also be looking towards the off lane of Georgia, like the Doom and the Tidehunter would have been like potentials for that. And the Doom could cause some problems up against the Centaur, but the Doom would also get completely destroyed in lane by the Skywrath Mage if they ever try to run him on an off lane. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I think it flags more about what they plan to do with their core or their mid. More their mid than anything else. And it's actually an Invoker, so I don't think Doom would have really massively affected the Invoker. Obviously, he is the master of magic and requires it to cast abilities, but
it's annoying as hell.
It's annoying, but it's not going to be the death of you. And you can disengage because Georgia has no way to follow you. And that's the whole thing. Like, you're going to Doom someone, you just run yourself away. There we go. So when we see the lovely ladies in the audience and the cameras are focusing on it, remember, the cameras are being controlled by lovely ladies as well. We don't direct them beforehand.
Do Team Finland go all out here and pick Faceless Void? Because they've already got a setup for the Sunstrike. We've seen this a lot with the Centaur, where you get the blink.
Why would you want Void, though, with the Centaur in there?
So you've got Void safe lane with the Skywrath Mage, and then you've got the potential there to make kills with the Chronosphere plus Mystic Flare. And you've got the Stampede Centaur with the Sunstrike, and then you can go for another support. Or you can go full-on, like, Chinese style, pick up Earthshaker Marana.
I don't see Void really being as important. Like, sure, you can have like a Void and a Skywrath Mage combination, but you can get other core heroes that can slow down just as well. I'd actually prefer to see more along the lines of like a Phantom Assassin, and then you have like the Stifling Dagger and the Concussive Shot slow, and you just nuke the crap out of them. Like, that would be, like, for me, a better alternative. Because if you get like a Faceless Void, you're getting through 3 heroes. If Abaddon has level 6, you can't kill them off instantly. They're going to do it. But the Razor also isn't an instant kill. I don't know. I'm just not as certain about this.
I feel that you need to go for an Agi carry, but you need to go for one that doesn't get owned by the Elder Titan aura, and they go for TA against the Invoker.
Not a normal pickup, primarily because once Invoker hits level 9, you get the double Forge Spirits, and your refraction charges basically do nothing. She will be able to get some really good CS early on, however, up against the Invoker.
Unless the Skywrath sits mid, which I bet he will do. depending on the last pick from Team Finland, but most likely be a support.
The ultimate mid. Skywrath Mage and Faceless Void go together. Leave Invoker on the safe lane. Run the Centaur on the off lane. Let Faceless Void go in there with the PMS, as well as a couple of extra consumables for him.
What you gonna do?
Not a lot, actually. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I think it's actually quite legit and has been shown to be legit in the past. You get like a first level up in backtrack, and if the odds play your way, you actually really contest the mid nicely. The Skywrath Mage is just more of a remove the refraction charges, and then when the time comes and refraction is down, then you can seal control, you can just orb harass down, and the Faceless Void gets a lucky time lock, and the mid lane just completely changes. Georgia, of course, the Elder Titan's a bit of an interesting pickup as well, because I'm interested to see just how effective he's going to be on that. If it is an off lane or if it's a support lane. I know ET Boots first support's also been rather popular of late.
I think ET Abaddon double melee support is pretty weak. You don't have any kind of stun or slow. Oh, the Team Finland. Finally! It's been a long time coming.
It's taken until that 3rd place match where we finally get the Sand King. The classic combination with the Skywrath Mage. And something which works perfectly in this lineup, we get a Zeus as the last one. That's a support Elder Titan.
What
game was it? Decode for me, Durka. Decode for me.
Memory, come on. What game was it? Who played it? Was it Finland? No, it was Norway. They played Elder Titan Zeus, and they put the Elder Titan off lane and had the Spirit, Zeus mid, and it looked like it wasn't going to work, but they had the spirit go towards any hero they could find. Zeus uses Thunderbolt, 1 Lightning, Ultimate, and they die because of the reduction in magic resist. But I agree with you, laning-wise, Elder Titan doesn't look like he's going off lane, so he's not going to get those levels.
Which means, even if he does go off lane, you're going to get pushed back by the Skywrath Mage. And while you're doing all of this, and this is the reason why we were flagging Sand King so much before, you want to find teamfight, you want to find aggression, but you also want to find a plan B. And you have a Sand King who's capable of Sandstorm farming up his own jungle. This is the beauty part of it all. Because by him doing that, it forces the dire side, it forces Georgia to come out and stop him. Because if they don't, then, well, Sand King free farms, but there's no Batrider in this game either, so he can't come over and try and contest up against stacks. Abaddon walks over, and then Sand King just burrow strikes and attacks, and the Skywrath Mage can turn and also attack. There's all these things that can just go horribly, horribly wrong if they try and contest him. And if they don't, then he just farms up, gets a fast blink dagger, becomes initiator. Perfect place to put down an observer ward because they didn't see him. He was on the other side of the tree line. He just spotted out 4 heroes and potentially saved the life of his centaur, who could have walked into that. But either way, off lane, I wish him the best of luck. It's a boot first Zeus off lane.
I'm still really confused because I saw that boots first and I thought, is it off lane solo Zeus?
Yeah, it's an off lane solo Zeus. It's a safe lane Razor.
Do they have their bad and sick behind the Zeus?
It's a TA in the mid. I think it's actually all 3 of them.
Aggro try?
It has to be a group tri lane, but you're running a group tri lane up against a Skywrath Mage, and I kind of want to actually say, yeah, it's a Centaur also on the bot lane. Trixie's going to have the time of his life on this off lane. And you got a Sand King with a haste rune too, which is going to put the fear of God into Georgia. And they're actually backing up. LOA is here. Elder Titan's moving towards the top lane. Yeah, it's dual lanes coming out right now from Georgia. And it's in fact dual lanes coming out from Finland. They're using Jirax as well as Trixie as this dual off lane. Haste rune to help them run through the body blocks and get control of this wave. They've lost one. Jirax, you got haste rune. You get in front of that man. He wants the range creep on the front. But I got a funny feeling right now that Jirax is just going to be an absolute nuisance and then start to sandstorm and take this out. I think that's his goal right now.
He's going for Burrow Strike first, and he's acting like a ranged support, zoning out the Razor.
It just gives early levels to the Faceless Void. Jirax will stick around here until he hits level 2, but perhaps even level 3. And this is fine for them to leech the experience because Elder Titan doesn't want to come close on this. In fact, he's just doing the stacking right now of the camps. But what's he going to do when he walks over? Like, he can walk into range of the 2 melee heroes, but they could also remove his life points because he doesn't have a stout shield. He's got 2 armor. It's not a lot to really work around with. He picks up the spirit buff, but also not much to work with. And this Zeus on the off lane. Like, Zeus in the mid lane can work in one way. Is he going to Burrow Strike Jirax? I think he wants to. Leap up. Is Time Lock actually leveled up here by Trixie? Yes, it is. But with the Spirit as well as the Static Link starting, they just back themselves up.
That's fine. That's on cooldown for 30 seconds now. That's correct.
Yeah, but what's this Zeus meant to do? He's getting Orb Attack down. He's got stick charges, which I think he thought he was going to get a lot more charges here. Another Orb to fly out. He's got 1 shared Tango, which is now going to come off cooldown. Shielded up by Abaddon, and actually going to get salved up by him as well. But I don't know where the mana is meant to come to keep this Zeus working on the offlane. He's not getting enough CS in order to pick up what I would assume would then be a bottle so that he could take the bottom rune for every time.
He's expended his clarities as well.
Yep. Like, this kind of stuff, like, you ever watch, I know we can go back, it's almost 5 months now in Dota, but when IeSF actually attempted to run an offlane Zeus support. Now, Zeus is completely out of mana. Also, so is Skywrath Mage. But he tried to run an offlane Zeus, and what he did is he came down, he spammed out his lightning, forced all the consumables to be burnt on the safe lane, ran back to base, and then TP back out again, did the same thing again. And by that point, he actually had enough money. He had mana regeneration. He had the bottle up by that point. And you actually had some use for him. But when you run Zeus on this offlane, you can't just be running a bottle back and forward on the courier because it takes too long. And it also, like, you got Boots coming out to the Templar Assassin who also needs to send her bottle back. So you can't run a dual bottle on this Zeus offlane.
Well, you can, because she'll get top rune. Invoker won't really contest. He wants to sit mid and farm his Midas. And he's never going to beat the TA to the rune spot.
Unless he starts sending forward spirits down, at which point he can control the top rune.
True.
And the Skywrath Mage is already doing a lot of zoning on the bottom lane. He can do what he did. 2-minute rune, the bounty one belonged to him. And you want to come close on the Sand King? Okay, Trixie, you're a long way up right now. Back behind the towers. He'll leap away. He had a little bit of damage stolen, only 21 points. This Elder Titan, he is literally naked. He has not a single item to his name.
He's got a last hit and a deny. It's okay.
Huge, mammoth. Let me make a note of it in my log.
That one is going in my diary.
Today, Elder Titan, he opened his briefcase and found the creep inside. He then proceeded to kill creep.
And then eat it for the money.
Good money, good story, great times. Alright, so bottom lane, I'm also watching a Centaur with 9 stick charges now. So killing him is rather difficult. He's going to burn through his last tango in a moment, but he's already walking around with 750. And here it is again, another bounty rune in for the Skywrath Mage. Top rune does belong to the Templar Assassin, which is a DD rune. But the Invoker is fine with this. Like, the Invoker is having all the time in the world. The Sand King is now level 3, so let the do-do-do begin. He will start farming up inside the jungle. And how many stacks have we got? Well, I'm actually seeing 3 stacks right now, which he will easily just move from one to the next. And a quick Blink Dagger means then he becomes the initiator and is able to put the epicenter smack bang in the middle of that chrono. Not my bottom lane. So he's going to get double-edged up.
He's gone for Soul Ring. So that's going to be his mana sustain there and send the clarity out to himself.
And his life sustain comes from the Abaddon only.
Looks like it.
I hate to say it right now, but the Abaddon's not high enough levels to support a Zeus using Soul Ring on an offlane. Especially up against a Centaur who you don't know when he's going to be picking up his Blink Dagger. He gets Tranquils now. And it won't be probably too long before the Skywrath Mage and the Centaur, in fact, just split their roles up a little bit here. Centaur goes for a roaming gank, and the Skywrath Mage gets some extra levels.
Oh, Zeus. He aggroed the range creep and it stopped his clarity.
So he's even lower on mana now.
Yeah. And the clarity was like 5 seconds in. You know, the Abaddon pinged him. Like, dude, no.
Look where Skywrath Mage is. He's waiting for Zeus to come just a little bit too far out now. And then Orb, concussive shot. He didn't actually seal it all. In fact, he did the seal on the Abaddon, so the Abaddon cannot assist the Zeus when that initiation happens. Unfortunately for him, the Centaur is not fast enough to catch up. He's not level 6 yet. That initiation actually had to wait. He had to wait until that Centaur was level 6 for that to work. There was no other way to do that.
Yeah.
Jirax now actually has himself a triple stack to farm up. He's level 5 as the Sand King with 1,200 gold.
Can't forget the potential of the Sunstrike as well. Like right now with level 3 Sunstrike, one more concussive shot, or even if Jirax just walks over here, he's got full HP, full mana. He's going to kill this camp and hit level 6.
He'll hit level 6, but he won't want to use the epicenter just yet. In fact, I think at this point, getting a 3rd point up in the Burrow Strike might be a better option for him. Because he doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet. In fact, yeah, there it is. 3rd point Burrow Strike. Yeah,
with the longer range of Burrow Strike, you can go straight for the Zeus, get a Sunstrike on top of that. What does Invoker have? He's got it. He's got it invoked.
He's pinging. And there's Centaur ulti. Burrow Strike, free gold. Free gold. Hoof stop being used just to make sure he doesn't move from the spot. And Finland will go 1-0.
Yeah, really big pickup. And the best part is Invoker got the kill. So global gold and experience for him puts him so much closer to the Midas. He's got the recipe now, pretty much.
Go to town. Get all the cash you want. They've still got some troubles with Templar Assassin. She is the highest net worth on the field right now. But at the same point, she needs to get close enough to initiate. And the Centaur ulti's off cooldown in 53 seconds time, which isn't going to help him. And the SK, well, he kind of wants to. The Templar Assassin, she's in range. They're trying to get through the refraction charge to start with. Sunstrike, it's going to come in. It's going to hit pretty hard with the buff up. Another orb in 2 seconds time. Turns with a Meld Strike. Now that starts to hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say, I really want Trixie to buy a TP because, like you said, TA starts getting scary now. But she's scariest when she's diving towers with the Erotic Shield on her, then Zeus with the Elder Titan Spirit. If they can group up and try and force a movement onto a tower, try and find Fraggy on his bot lane, Trixie needs to TP and save him.
I think Trixie's actually waiting for the Sunstrike to be back off cooldown again. 1 second, he starts the damage off, and now, he does, yeah, he's going to Chrono. Sunstrike will take this kill, and if Razor moves into the, he's actually on the edge of the Chrono. Trixie doesn't even need the Sunstrike, but he could turn and try and just hold the Razor here. Needed to break the static link, however, and that's understandable. And a regeneration rune. Okay, Trixie, you're in trouble. 11 seconds until the next jump can come, and then Centaur ulti back off cooldown, and this is the disengage we were talking about, which is so strong on the Centaur. Faceless Void should be dead right now.
Jirax has blink.
He has already. This is an 8-minute blink dagger for SK.
And not naked either. He has boots.
That's Zeus dead. That's actually Zeus dead.
I cry every time.
So the blink dagger is done. He takes the second stack as well, so he can actually buy some extra consumables. More than likely, he'll just go back to base, get all of his mana back again. And with this, actually, he'll hit level 8. He'll have his Epicenter now.
Nice.
So you've got a blink Epicenter. The Chrono might be down for 75 seconds. But the important thing is there, which is your stun and then the follow-up Sunstrike.
And the Midas on the Invoker. Everything is just rolling into place for Finland.
2,000 gold in front, 9 minutes in. It's definitely not as one-sided as it was in game number 1.
No.
But we know also the timings of Team Finland. When it hits, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, and you're looking at a Razor here who has treads and hasn't started building into the mech yet. And then comes TP from the Sand King Jirax.
Blink, Burrow Strike, couple of time locks. He got one of them, and that held him in position. Epicenter is complete overcommitment, but it is still a 3-0. Zeus. Try to stay as far forward as possible. Tranquils and Soul Ring. This is the way he tries to run his offlane. Was actually quite efficient in a way. But at the same time, Abaddon, Centaur ulti, they seal him, they hoof stomp, they double edge, and now, well, Zeus, he doesn't have enough mana for his ultimate. He'll use the Soul Ring, he'll throw it, and he gets a Sky Wrath Mage.
Yeah, 5 stick charges there, just enough. Soul Ring coming off cooldown now. He might be able to go in for the Centaur, but he doesn't. The TA was there with the trap ready, but Trixie with a TP scroll and with Chronosphere, it's not worth going in there.
Yeah. They're pinging out to come over. It's just a couple of fake SKs, but they do scout the Templar Assassin. And Jirax, Sunstrike's off cooldown. So that just flags the fact that he will go for this kill over on the Zeus. They have vision with an Observe Ward, but that's more over on the room. Blink, Burrow Strike, and then Hoof Stomp, Double Edge could also be used. Templar Assassins in the neighborhood. But the Sandstorm was down from Jirax, which now means Sunstrike. A little bit off target there from the Invoker. A little bit too much. Also, it's Jirax, he's got Burrow Strike. He goes for the Abaddon. Still the person he really wanted. He wanted the Templar Assassin. Centaur, he'll move back. Hoof Stomp will be available. Void killing up the Elder Titan in the meantime. And now the Seal. It's over on the Templar Assassin. She can't refract. Now she can. The Seal will break. Jirax sticking with it. Blinks up to try and evade any kind of extra attack. I think he's more worried about what Abaddon's going to do to him. He's got no mana to do anything. He will go down the Templar Assassin, but Abaddon will go down the Sky Wrath Mage. Will he? Aphotic shields up. And he is going to be safe. Not the cleanest fight for Finland.
The difference that Ancient Seal makes, though, Invoker.
Wait, no. He Sunstriked him next to the T1 tower as he walked back. The Observe Ward in the lane gave him the vision to do so.
Really nice. So yeah, the difference that Ancient Seal makes, when TA was over here, gets sealed up, the Centaur was really afraid of that refraction and meld coming back off cooldown and killing him. But if he had turned and... Oh, Trixie? No, he's fine.
He's okay.
If he had turned and double edged, that TA would have died right there and then, and the Abaddon would be completely out of position trying to save the TA, and they have a follow-on kill.
You should keep your eyes on top lane.
Yeah.
Because that's a Centaur with a fresh blink. And you're actually seeing Razor backing up right now. Templar Assassin spotted coming down towards the Sky Wrath Mage, while in middle lane, Burrow Strike going to the Elder Titan. The Spirit will come back in again, so he'll have some extra movement speed, and the Abaddon will break him free of the Cold Snap. But top lane, there's your Hoof Stomp. With the jump up, looking for some extra time locks over on the Razor. He'll get one Plasma Field off. That's all he'll really achieve. 8-2 now on the board, 12 minutes in.
Not sure I like the phase boots on the Invoker right now. Usually you go phase on Exile Invoker if you're losing your lane and you need that extra lasting potential, or if you want to try and do a lot of DPS to a squishy hero with Cold Snap and Forge Spirits.
Well, the Phase Boots was the older hunting build.
For the Wex Exalt, yeah. Sorry, for Wex Quas.
One of the very few people that says it that way around.
It's because I said Wex first the first time, so I had to say
So they go, it's the Wex, Wex. Exalt build. Yeah. But the course works build. If he does get the Orchid up and running too, then Zeus has a little damage. But when there's a Mel Strike, Burrow Strike, that might save his life. It does. Invoker got the Quas up, but Abaddon. Wow, that range of the nuke is nice. 2 levels up in it as well. Able to pick up that Invoker. He is the highest net worth for Finland, which means they hit hard and do some significant damage to the Tier 1 tower in mid lane as well.
But Trixie has a TP, he has Chrono, and now he has a freshly purchased Mask of Madness.
This is big as well when you have a double damage Centaur. Blink in 4 seconds time, leap up Chrono, 3 heroes, and he is going to beat them to a pulp in mid. Epicenter comes in as well. The sand flies everywhere up the crevice of Abaddon.
No ulti on Abaddon.
And will it be enough? Yep, there's no... What?
He went 3-3.
Oh, no. I don't think he would have lived anyway.
No,
I don't think he would have lived anyway. The other Titan is looking for some kind of opening here in the mid lane up against Jirax. He's just going to go into the Sandstorm Stomp, but he just walks away. It'll affect the Centaur, but obviously not the Sand King. And he'll also dodge out at least the first attack from the tower. And looks like Trixie. Time locking up against the Razor, the Centaur ulti. That didn't have to be committed. I think it was just so Centaur could also get back from the mid lane potential stomp of ET. I actually like the fact that Jirax is subscribing to my build of the Sand King. I'm not saying I invented it, just put that one out. But actually having Arcane Boots and a Sand King means you can split push so well. You just Burrow Strike a creep wave, and then the Caustic Finale takes care of the rest.
I thought that was like the standard build. Okay.
Normally until the Blink Dagger got changed. Then Sand Kings could actually go in for something else.
Like a Veil after Blink.
Yeah. No. Force Burst attacking into the Templar Assassin. Cold Snap going to be triggered as well. Abaddon's still here, and they'll turn it onto a Drum Charge. Centaur, no ulti. He'll get the Hook Stomp over on 2, and the Mystic Flare and Sunstrike. Razor copying a lot of damage, but still they're proving just how tanky they are. This lineup, Jirax with the Invis Rune. The Dust will be triggered, and the Lightning Bolts. They think he's here.
Well, they know that if they've got the Spirit down with Zeus's nukes and the minus armor and damage from TA, they can take down someone as tanky as a Centaur. It's just whether or not they can fight into the teamfight ultis from Finland. They've got great single target. They've got pretty decent, you know, guerrilla tactic heroes running in and out, trying to find a pick off here and there. Use the Abaddon shield to save someone.
Free gold, top lane. Chrono committed, Sunstrike as well. This is guerrilla tactics, man.
You take a 4-man fight mid. You try and TP top and farm. Trixie's there, ready and waiting.
You can't kill Razor in a 5-man engagement. Trixie's currently well, stomped for the moment. He'll just sleep himself away. It's the bottom lane, which is more problematic. The Dust will trigger, so there's no meld dodge right now. The Hoof Stomp, they get through the refraction charges. The Sandstorm was trying to help out with that. In fact, it actually takes a couple of them on the way out too. Oh, Blink, he's still got it. He goes in. The Burrow Strike, 1 second. He's got this kill.
Wow.
The double edge from Centaur, but Zeus, the tower attack will kill off the Sand King. There will be a revenge for it. Though you still did bring down the Templar Assassin just after you brought down the Razor, and you lose a support Sand King to do it.
And you just go straight on the Zeus here? No, his Blink's on cooldown.
Okay, so when the Blink's off, then you go for that. You got Mystic Flare. All you gotta do is just drop that. Zeus dies.
Abaddon, not quite close enough.
Yep, he's trying to run in right now, but the Aphotic Shield, he could technically dive this, but he put it on the creep. He got it. That heal, I still really underestimate the like the nuke heal of Abaddon's range. Because this is the range of it. That's actually quite big when you think about it.
Yeah.
And the Aphotic Shield is like half the size of it.
Trixie manages to finish up his Maelstrom, giving him even more kill potential, coupled up with the Sunstrike. And Invoker, still saving up gold, waiting to see what he buys. I think mobility is pretty key here up against heroes like TA and Zeus and Razor. Go for a 4-staff before you dedicate yourself to Orchid or anything like that.
I don't know if I'd still go on that same line. Because if he's able to come in and he's able to like Orchid up the Zeus before the fight even begins, then you look at home opponents. Templar Assassin, the orbs are coming in. Abaddon going to give him the good heal. Whoa, hey! That's a lot of damage! Zeus dropping the ulti. ET Spirit was on him, and that's where the amplification was coming from. They're checking the tree line, but everyone is basically gone. Trixie's still farming top, and Jirax is in the mid.
Max Lightning Bolt, max Static Field, plus level 2 ulti against 2 heroes in close proximity to each other with pretty decent health pools. Completely obliterated.
Yep. And Team Finland, this is not what they had planned. And 14-9, how much you really gain with that fight?
A lot, a hell of a lot.
It was about 4,000 worth of experience, and then they can try and push even harder. They're going to have a crack over at Roshan. I'm wondering, too, if a Sunstrike Scout is not out of the question. Jirax almost has this Tier 1 tower down the mid lane. He's going to Burrow Strike. He wants more space so he can blink. The Urn Charge goes on him, which is very, very problematic. Primarily because he just cannot blink himself away. The Abaddon's going to keep with him the vision. Burrow Strikes up to the high ground and then blinks himself away. Great maneuverability from Jirax. While Trixie then going to go for a solo kill. Leaves himself away. He's got a Chrono. Doesn't want to use it on an Abaddon, however. And Roshan's not finished. He's a third of the way through. You're going to have Centaur come in. He's got an Invis Rune allowing him to scout for all of this. I think they still have detection. They have the dust they had from before. No, actually, there's no detection currently over on their lineup. And he just sees a TA move in. This is actually an easy kill right now.
Can he steal it?
No, he wants to. They need the Hoof Stomp. The Mystic Flare, they didn't control him. Now the Chrono, 3 years to be caught out. The Sunstrike will already take the kill. They move up, looking for the kill on the Abaddon. Maybe at least triggering his ultimate. There goes the ultimate, sitting on 300 life points. You got, well, Fraggy, he's moved back a long way. Jirax, Burrow Strike, gonna hold the Elder Titan in position. The Spirit's coming back in again, but he's already dead right now. And you've got Centaur, he wants to. That Lightning Storm is currently up, so he can't blink in after he got attacked by it. But back in middle lane, the Abaddon, no ulti available, and Trixie gets the early time lock as well. Eul Scepter up will save the life of Zeus for the moment. Until double blinks. Burrow Strike, Hoof Stomp, the buyback comes out from the Abaddon, but it's too late to save the Zeus. The Plasma Field could have technically gone... Actually, no, it's already been done. He's already triggered mech, and there's not really enough mana to keep that Razor on the front lines.
So Invoker builds a Eul's, and I was wondering if he goes for it. It's like the ultimate pub build, going phase Eul's. Lift someone up into the air, Sunstrike, Meteor, Deafening Blast, and just takes one completely out of the fight.
Well, up against a Templar Assassin, it might be the easiest way. Jirax, Commitment, up on top lane. The Epicenter will take out most of Templar Assassin's Refraction Charges, allowing the Sunstrike to hit. But the Refraction Charges come back up again. The heal also arriving from the mech of Razor. Definitely Team Finland not cautious with their ultimates to get these kills.
Well, they've got to be wary in the next team fight because the Zeus does have a Veil which you revealed. But unfortunately for him, the Elder Titan was still dead. If they can couple up that Spirit with the Veil, the TA...
He ran up, they ran back down again. And they're not, I think for a fraction of a second they got vision of each other.
It's like, oh god, oh god.
Oh, they're going to try this again. 4 seconds until the death of the Diasai. But they're trying to do a bait, but you can't bait when there's a Chrono. Jirax moves up, the Veil of Discord, nicely done. Eul Scepter up and towards the air, keeping the Zeus out. With Deafening Blast, a Meteorite Zeus will burn out. For the price of the Invoker, however, Roshan still not completed, but there is a big ability which is up, and that's the Chronosphere. But he's not going in for it. They had Chronosphere, they had Mystic Flare, the Epicenter wasn't available. There was a buyback on the Invoker, so if he wanted to, he potentially could have lent it to Sunstrike. I'm surprised. Trixie normally would go for something like that.
I think it was the fact that Jirax had already blinked and Burrow Striked away and was well on his way to that bot lane to farm. And now Trixie goes in here.
Oh, Razor's on the edge of that Chrono. He walked into it, but they get the mech off. That's the reason why he walked so close. So it's 100% certain he can get that mech off, and you realize just how tanky that ET is.
Yeah, with a couple of missed coils, plus the Aphotic Shield and mech.
Jirax might need a little bit of help down here if he wants this tower. Triple TPs, or at least TA walking in and double TPs. 3 cores come in. Jirax got hit by that, but what do they got? We still have to go back to that old classic. How many stuns have we got here? And correct me if I'm wrong, there's 2.
On the Dire side?
Yeah. It's ET ulti and ET stomp.
Do you count ET ulti as a stun?
It should act like a stun. I believe it will interrupt at least.
Yeah.
Which means it's a stun. Even if it's a mini stun, it's still a stun. It's just not a great one. And both of them require time before they can be used. That's why things like Eul Scepter are like, is perfect. Because you can say, I will evade stuns. If not all of them. Unless you get slept, then the ET ulti has a higher chance of hitting. Yeah. But am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is it just those 2?
There's the mini stun from Zeus, but the lightning bolt.
True.
But yeah, there's really not much.
Not real control, at least. It's not like with the Faceless Void, you're going to get like Nightmared or Fiended or anything like that. So it should be quite free to move around. So if they can survive the initial damage that comes out, then they're pretty good. That requires them to have that full pipe finished over on Fraggy. And here's your gank we were searching for. Up on top lane, Trixie, 1 second until Chrono, and he's going to commit it as well just to make sure of it. Invoker walks into it, and the damage will already be done. So Zeus will die up on the top lane, while the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane will be fortified. They want to fight this one. Durex is moving up, Blink, Burrow Strike, the Plus Field was the only thing, but they hold him in position so the Mystic Flare can do his damage. The Sunstrike's waiting for Elder Titan to walk away. He goes for the stomp, unaffecting any of the heroes of Finstack, and Durex committal, 1 second, the Blink that gets off cooldown. But he gets 2 pulses only into the other Titan. Sandstorm, blinks, TPs, again no stuns. The stomp will come, but it's way too late. He just TPs himself away to safety while up on top lane. Trixie and Hopeless are already starting their push.
I'm following the flying pink ball heading towards... Oh, no, he's blinked out of base.
Unfortunately, that will disjoint.
Where did Trixie get Aghanims from?
Already?
Yeah.
Well, they haven't stopped him from farming up on the top lane.
And
all these fights, he hasn't been involved.
He's 8-0-4.
Would also help his case. It's every time he's just throwing out the ulti, he might get a little assistance from the Sunstrike, but the Sunstrike hasn't kill secured in a very long time.
I'm glad the Invoker goes Blink. He needs something to get out of these team fights. Because so far, he's been using Yules aggressively, or the Blink.
It was actually the Observe Ward from Skywrath Mage was set up for this. They break the Aegis to the Immortal. I think they want to go again. The Meteorite will drop, which means Templar Assassin. She hides inside the Mel, but there's definitely no Refraction charge. Oh, now she actually triggers Refraction. But I only got 2 more of the Absorptions left. And when the Ice Wall comes down, Razor realizes he won't win the foot race. But at least I know Epicenter's still down for 35 seconds. Stampede down for just under a minute. Everything else is back up again, though. The beauty of actually having that Aghanims over on the Faceless Void.
They see Trixie.
But they can't do anything about him. They want to jump him. He's just going to ulti him.
Well, he's just going to jump away. They can't chase him.
Either jump away or ulti turn and then have Sunstrike with Maelstrom, Mask of Madness bonus damage. And if it's the Razor being called out too, there goes your mech. The only other thing that could stop him is the Elder Titan Spirit into Stomp, but that still means you got like 2.5 seconds to get your... Like, that's the channeling time, isn't it? You got 2.5 seconds to get that Stomp off. Cast time, sorry, is 1.4. I'll check. That kind of feels a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
Still 1.4 seconds worth of damage when you got a Mask of Mana, so it's increasing your damage in that time. Alright, looks like Georgia. A full group up on the top lane. Trixie is still waiting this one out. And if he's going to do this, it's going to be a Chrono from behind. It's going to be so brutal on them. There's no retreat. Jirax preps up. The Spirit actually walks into him. It's just a straight Burrow Strike, Sunstrike, and there goes one. Trixie, Chrono, catches 3 heroes out. This is a disaster right now. The Meteorite, the Deafening Blast. There will be the ulti from Abaddon, but you'd see how fast he goes back up to full life. The Yule Scepter, it came off cooldown. He can't escape. They're splitting up the fight right now. It's one being called out. It's triple kill for Trixie. And that is everyone down for Georgia. And they're going to go straight for the tier 2 tower, tier 3 tower in the mid.
That play from Trixie, though, just sitting in the wings, hiding in the trees. I thought at first that he'd go for the ET and Zeus, who are the major part of damage from Georgia. But they moved too far forward. They start joining the Abaddon and the TA.
That's disaster moment right there.
That's a really late blink. That's like move of desperation. You need a BKB.
But his blink can't do anything here. He's going to blink in and die. They're alacriting the Centaur.
He's going to DD, why not?
He's dishing out 300 damage a hit into a 1600 life point tower or Jirax. It's a little bit troublesome for him, but it was 1 second. Chrono is off cooldown. This is the Aghanim Scepter. A full Mjolnir has also arrived. So you basically send Centaur disco with the Lightning Shield. Then you got the Chrono as well. So Centaur can control up 2 other heroes. If they want to attack him, they have the chance of lightning procs. And then the Faceless Void just Chronos the rest of them. And gets all the extra support. They give it alacrity, the Faceless Void, when he tries to Chrono. Okay. Nice blink away. The blink actually saving his life. And now, no longer. The Ice Wall comes, so TA is slowed down to they actually have some kind of reveal. Meld, Sunstrike, Hoof Stomp, the Chrono. There's your reveal for you. And Templar Assassin, it was really nice knowing you. She'll go down. The Stomp will be there from the ET, trying to buy a little bit of extra space. Razor, don't know why he's in here. The Tornado catches 3 heroes down. The Zeus ulti will go. Plus, field damage, nice return, but it's not enough. Triple kill in for Trixie. The Abaddon can spin up and towards the air, but the second he hits reality, which is Earth, it'll be an ultra kill in for Trixie. This game is firmly in the paws of Finland.
They know where the other Titan is. They've seen him. Trixie's going for it. He's not going to get the Rampage in time, unfortunately, and he gives up. He's like, oh, no, I can't get the Rampage. I don't want this kill anymore. Just leave him be.
They're just losing so much.
Trixie is 15-0-5, dominating this game like he did in the last one. They haven't been able to touch him in his offlane because they've given him heroes where he can escape from the minimal amount of stuns that the enemy has, and he can play into the hands of the enemy's aggression. He can force them to be aggressive onto them and then just turn it around like that.
Spirit's coming down. It's going to go for the Stomp, but again, it takes too long to channel. They can't get their control out. Trixie has Chrono up and running and wants to fight this. He really wants to. Jirax has his ulti at level 2. You've got, again, a maxed out Sunstrike with a Meteorite. You put all this together, and you can burn down the entire team of Georgia. And now, Jirax, a little bit exposed into the Sandstorm. Burrow strikes away. Zeus throws the lightning bolt out so he gets a vision, and the Chrono catches 2. Look at Centaur. He wants to hit the deck. Zeus, there's a heal coming in from the Abaddon, but the Ep is into a rise. GG, well played. Congratulations come now as a double Burrow strike will also connect. They battle until the last man, but every man is actually the last man as far as Finland goes. Everyone will remain alive. Finland will take 3rd position here at the IeSF in Baku, Azerbaijan. And that means only 2 more positions left to basically give.
Yeah, first and...
I say give, like I'll just give them out. It's earn.
Here you go, here's first place.
Yeah. First place, yeah. Don't try, just win. Yeah. But Romania going up against China. That'll be the 2 grand finalist teams to battle out tomorrow, just after midday. But Team Finland, they had a real rough run. Like, you get China in your semi-final. It could have been worse. It could have been the quarterfinal with the way the group stages ended up going. But, yeah, they can at least go home very happy. They took 3rd position here in the competition for a team which has been together for a short period of time. Also assembled because it is obviously a Finland-only team. So real props to them. And we're going to jump ourselves. I believe Catmon Capitalist is ready over on the live stage. So he is standing there with Trixie, the 2nd tallest man in Dota 2, for the winner's interview.
That's right, Trixie. Maybe not the way you were hoping this tournament to go, but at least you're going to be ending on a win. How did you feel about the tournament overall?
I mean, the tournament was pretty good. We were quite disappointed that Romania beat China once in the group stages, so we had to face them at semis. But you know, it's Dota, you know, so anything can always happen. But yeah, got 3rd place, but yeah, would have been nice to play in the finals.
Well, you guys had a pretty fantastic run. You still get in the money with this 3rd place match, so congratulations on that. We're going to be wrapping it up here today. Just as an ending thought, do you want to give a shout out to any of the fans, any of the supporters behind you guys?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to everyone here and everyone supporting our Finnish team as well. And I can say that I'm disappointed that we can't get to the Finnish marketplace. So, you know, maybe next year.
All right, man. Look forward to see you there. All right, guys, that's going to be wrapping up Day 3 of IeSF. We just have the finals left. So we're going to be taking a good long break. We're going to have a sleep. We'll be back tomorrow with the grand finals, the final day of the International Esports Federation World Championships. See you guys then.